I just thought that today's vlog, maybe I should start with a poem with one of my favorite poets. His name is Wendell Berry. He's an American poet, and this is called "The Peace of Wild Things." When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and am free. Besides being a very beautiful piece of art, it also speaks about how much peace there is in nature. And I find that to be so true. The more I garden, the more I spend time outside in nature, and not just in my own garden, and not just within the boundaries of my space, but also I'm a nature person, so I'm out a lot. I go to the mountains, I go to the forest, and I'm down at the river quite a lot. And there is an inherent peace even amongst all the activity that's happening, especially now, because now it's spring and everything has awakened, and there's just so much going on right now. So much. You can hear birds, you can see the bees, even the bumblebees. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see this activity that has picked up pace in the last couple of weeks. It's very busy. It's a very, very busy time of the year. Everybody and everything, nature is just very busy. In fact, you can even hear when you probably can't hear it, but that's just my imagination, that you can feel every flower that just the buds that pop open, and especially true with the poppies, of course, which are really fast to come and fast to go. And yet they are so beautiful. There's so much of beauty in every single day, and every time of the day as well. There is one flower that pops open, and then the other one, and then slowly you can almost see the petals unfurl, and they have this absolutely gorgeous papery-like quality. I love poppies, and in fact I have a lot of wild poppies here that one of my neighbors recently asked me. She said that this is wild. This grows in along the country lanes and everything. Why do you keep them in there? These mauve, beautiful poppies. And I said, I can't take them away. Of course not. Of course not. When there is so much of beauty, why should I not allow that beauty to blossom in my own garden? And it's beautiful because it fills up all the gaps in between. It fills up all the empty spaces, and I just leave them, and then they self-seed, and once the season is over, I can always pull them out if they bother me. But there are very, very few plants that actually do bother me, so most of the time I just leave most of the things and leave them the way they are. But what I wanted to say with the peace that is there in spite of all the activity that's happening around, that is, it's a great thing. It's really a great thing, and you can feel it. You can feel that although these may seem like two contradictory emotions, two contradictory poles. On the one hand, you have a superb activity. On the other hand, you have a tremendous amount of peace. But peace does not necessarily mean that you have to be quiet, that there has to be silence. That's not what it means. It does not. You can be silent within a lot of activity as well. And in fact, one of my very favorite meditation teachers, or an expert that I like to follow, his name is Eckhart Tolle. So if you get a chance, you should look him up as well. And he always talks about the sense of silence, or the sense of quietness that you can have irrespective of where you are, because that's a quality that you carry within you. It's not dependent on anything external. It's actually within you, and our job is to cultivate this quality. So we So we always have this inside, no matter what happens around. And he talks about it, and he does say that whether you're in Times Square or in Piccadilly Circus, you can still be in a very quiet space. Now, of course, in order to be quiet in Times Square or Piccadilly Circus, I guess you need to be quite an advanced yogi to do that. A good way to practice is, of course, in nature and in the garden. And it's just to bring your mind or your the chattering that's happening around in the mind, which the Buddhists call the monkey brain. Number one, to become aware of it. That's always step number one. Is if you really want to live in the present moment, the first thing is to be aware of what is going on, and trying not to resist it, not to go against it, not to have not to fight it, and also not to judge it. Because very often we're very quick in judging things. We're very quick in categorizing stuff into good, bad, black, white, ugly, beautiful. But maybe it is also necessary to take a step back from the judgment procedure, because the moment we judge something, we are already putting an emotion, attaching something to it. And the point of silence or the point of quietness is not to have any attachment. So it would be good just to observe whatever comes up, whatever thoughts that arise, just to observe, to sit with it for a while. I find that very helpful. Of course, it does not work all the time, and that's totally fine as well. That's another part of my learning process, that I actually need to learn that not everything is going to work all the time. And it's okay. It's okay that it doesn't. It really is okay. Many times we beat ourselves about it and say that, oh my God, now that I'm practicing meditation, or now that I'm becoming a conscious or an aware person, that this needs to happen all the time. No, it doesn't. And it's all right if it doesn't. I guess the thing that I'm actually trying to say is to bring this sense of ease, this sense of calm, and this sense of it's all right. This feeling that it's really okay. It's okay. The present moment, the way it is, the thoughts, the way they are, it's okay. And there cannot be a bigger teacher than the garden, or than nature, than outside, than just being outside. There just can't. This is my firm belief, but then again, of course, people might have different opinions, and that's absolutely okay as well. It's something that I have found true for myself. And there's a hair to get rid of that. Sorry about that. Yeah. So what I tend to do a lot, and especially now that the weather is warming up, and you are allowed to do that in a way, because the body is also, the muscles are also warming up a little bit, and just to sit on these hot stones, and I'm sitting in this beautiful flower bed that I have, where I was just talking about puppies, so I'm just going to show you. So these are all the wild poppies that have seeded themselves all through the garden, and I just let them be, because they're going to be beautiful when they blossom. This is a very, very nice rose. It's called the Lady of Shalott. Remember the Tennyson poem, the Lady of Shalott, this lady who used to who couldn't look out of the window, but stayed on the road to Camelot, but fell in love with Sir Lancelot when she watched him through the mirror, where she would weave in front of the mirror. But the curse was that if she turned and she saw, then she would die, which she did. It's a tragic poem, like most of Tennyson's poems actually, but why did I get to that? Oh, because of the rose. And this is a David Austin rose. It's really, really beautiful. It has a very, very gorgeous pale yellow, creamish, but not towards the peach side, more towards the yellow side. Beautiful flowers. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm actually growing this one specifically for my daughter's wedding. because she has chosen a color palette of cream, yellow, peach, or not peach, orangey, that side, and this is going to be one of the paler colors for the flowers, especially for her bridal bouquet. But yeah, like I was saying, that what in especially in these months, in these days when everything is warming up and you just have the birds, it's fabulous to just let your mind wander a little bit, and that's what I mean by coming to peace. So not always having this to-do list in the head, and to think that, oh my God, I need to do A, B, C, D. Of course you need to. We live in a world where this is very much required, but it's also great just to let the mind wander, and nature helps us do that. It does. So raising first of all to take that time and to see this time as being essential, and not see not take that time and say, oh my God, now I'm using this time to do nothing. That's the education that we've had so far, that teaches us, or that has taught us to think like this. But just to take a step back and say, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. I am doing something. And even if I don't, it's alright. It's okay. To just sit, to observe. Like right now, when I'm sitting here, I can see on the hot stone. So we have lizards. This is, of course, a very reptile-rich area. It's hot. It's the Mediterranean. The sun is extremely hot, and you have these stones, and then of course they love to come out and sun themselves. And I can see these little ones darting through the rocks, and it's lovely. And then you realize that when you sit and you're still and you observe, animals come a lot closer to you. They do. So even butterflies, who you would not think. Sometimes I have huge, beautiful butterflies. I need to actually look up what their names are, and then they sometimes sit on the hand for a couple of minutes. It seems like maybe it's just some seconds. I don't know. Because when you are still, then everything around you gains a trust that they can do that without feeling threatened. And that's a very nice quality, I think, to have, and not just for the animals, but then humans. Okay, we are animals as well. So later on, when you go out, off from the place that you are, and then you go into the busy world, and you have the other side of life, that you still carry this quality within you. It's a very yogic quality to have, and maybe that is what yoga is also about. Is not to just have some yoga asanas, of course, on the mat, but then to carry it on into your day, that to develop the quality. So it's great to think about what are the qualities that I would like to develop in my life, and which I would like to project later on, and live my life by. Because that's what makes us so unique and so special, right? So I do hope that this is going to inspire you to go outside, to spend some time with yourself, with the plants, with some animals, and connect to our beautiful world and our beautiful universe.